bump that, bump that, bump that. He should have chin checked his butt, in my opinion. Okay, thank y'all for coming back for This Is Us Season 2, Episode 8, Number 1. This is last week's episode. I will review, recap Episode 9. You will have that Wednesday night sometime, or Wednesday afternoon. I'm going to see Justice League tomorrow, so you know, tell them what time I'm going. So let's start off with number 1. He's the first one to come out the womb, you know. And at the beginning of this show, he is the first one of the big 3 that is actually walking. They are so excited. They start calling him number 1. He's number 1. He's number 1, my number 1. Then they show him back at his hotel apartment. He's drinking, popping pills, eating leftover day old food, feeling sorry for himself. He ain't bathed. It don't look like he bathed, but his t-shirt is mighty white though. Got a full-grown, scruffy-looking beard. And housekeeper shows up and offers to clean up his room. She like the do not disturb sign been on there for a whole week. And he's like, and yet you still knocked on my door. I feel you, Kevin. When I put the do not disturb sign on my door, that means do not disturb. That don't mean check on me later. But then again, in the movies, a lot of people get killed in hotels. Oh no. Okay, so anyway, Kevin gets a call from the homecoming coordinator at his old high school. Like, hey, we'll see you tomorrow. He's like, what you mean? That's not to the 20th. She said, today the 19th. Now he realized he got to go to McKinney High School back in his hometown and be honored for his achievements. You know, number 1, Kevin Pearson. And like I said, he thought it was like next week. He said, well, he was probably going to go home for Thanksgiving anyway. So I'm going to go ahead and go. But yeah, I guess I'm going to do it. So Kevin, little Kevin is looking at, well, we got the teenage Kevin. I like the younger, the 10-year-old Kevin. I like the teenager Kate the most, and I love Randall, period. But yeah, okay, the teenager Kevin, I can't stand him. But anyway, this is at the point in time they're in their high school careers. They're starting to look at different schools. Kevin is going through some football plays and application for Notre Dame. And I think they're a big football school. I don't know much about football. Kate is listening to her Walkman. I'm assuming that she's learning some new songs. And either she don't like the song or maybe it's her own voice. She don't like the pitch. And she's looking frustrated and she replayed that Walkman cassette. And then we go to Randall. He's trying to fill out the application for Harvard. Then the power goes out in the house. Becca's like, hey, Jack, you better get it. He's like, I'm on it. And Kevin's like, hurry up, you're ruining my life. Okay. So they go downstairs. Kate's cleaning the dog on the couch. She dabbing off his pee-pee. I don't know why she trying to catch his pee in a napkin. Whatever, she said she's trying to clean his pee. Not his Peter, but his pee. And the coach is a coach coming over from Pittsburgh. I want to say Pittsburgh University, if that's a place, but a school they call Pitts. He calls Pitts. And Kevin is insisting on calling it the Pitts because he doesn't like the school. It's not Notre Dame. He goes in the kitchen. His mama's baking his chocolate cake. He criticizing the cake. It tastes nasty. You know, Kate telling him knock the socks off, knock him dead or whatever. And he like, train your dog on dog. He's such an ass. He's such an ass. The teenager Kevin is such an ass. He notices that all Jack's Alcoholic Anonymous pamphlets are all over the table. He's like, can we get rid of this, please? His mom's like, yeah, we can definitely do that. We can get rid of that and move that out the way. That's no problem. But he just steady being jerky as usual. Got this whatever. Okay. So basically, you know, he can't let nobody find out his daddy's alcoholic. That is an embarrassing thing for a teenager to let somebody know that you have those type of issues going on in your household. But basically, he just whining. Other than that, Kevin is just whining. He seems annoyed that the coach is even coming. Like, it's just pits. Like, he got on a crop top and his little gray sweatpants, and they're like, put on some pants and a button up, something, you know, get out of that. You're like, why? It's just pits. So, but his mama and his daddy, they so excited and so nervous that this recruiter, this coach wants to come by and look at their son, you know, number one. So Kevin is arriving in Pittsburgh to the alumni thing. And in the airport, he's getting bombarded by people that want to take a picture with him. He's feeling kind of taken back by that. His driver's like, dog, if you need anything, I got you. He's like, oh, yeah, can you give me some of these bucket of pills? The dude was like, what the hell? You can look at Kevin clearly and tell something ain't right. Like, all the lights cut off in the house right now. Something ain't going on with him. And Kevin's like, dude, I'm just joking. He takes him by the old house. And he first look at it, the house is remodeled. But then he flashbacks to him seeing the house burn down. And then he visualizes the family out in the yard playing football, him with his dad, you know, the hut 1, hut 2, you know, break, go long, all that type of stuff. And while he's standing there, the owner comes out the house. Did y'all notice that when the owner came out the house, the address said 1646, and then it switched back over to 1920? Yeah, I got a clip of that. I'm gonna stick that in some kind of.
Hey, can I help you? Sorry.
But I didn't think there was an editing error because I wasn't on Twitter the night this episode aired to see if anybody else caught that besides me, or if that was an intentional error. But I think that was just an editing error. But if you don't believe me, go back on Hulu and watch it. You'll see. But in fact, I'm gonna try to stick it in him. So Kevin is at his old high school. He down was like 4 pills before he even go in the building, and I'm like, that's the end of his stats right there, because he emptied that little thing out. And everywhere he looks, he see old versions of himself. People looking like him. People looking like, he even mistake Kelly for Sophie. And you know, Sophie come run up to him. I know she was a close second, you know, a close second to her. But he just can't shake it. I don't know if it's the drugs just done took over his mind like that. Like he imagining things. I can't even say it's hallucinating. But they pretty much got the whole work set up for him. They got the green room, you know, because he's a celebrity. He's a superstar. He's the Manny. And then he just did this big movie with Stallone. So, you know. So, the coach from the Pits is back at the house. And he giving Kevin all the praise and glory. And Kevin's acting like a little spoiler brat. Beck and Jack notice his attitude. And Jack apologizes like, you know what? Oh, I gotta sneeze. It won't come out. Jack apologized. And I'm like, what the heck you apologize for? That little mother sucker need to apologize. His indignant ass attitude. Anyway, his arrogance is overwhelming to me. His disrespect is over the top. And I'm so sick of it. I can't stand it. Why he letting Kevin get away with this attitude? To go unchecked. I know he probably don't want to do it in front of the company, but y'all been letting this go on a little bit too long for him to be at this stage. You know what I'm saying? He didn't got away with it one too many times. That's what I'm saying. So, the more and more I see Kevin's character, the less I like him. I don't care how many shining moments he has. It's like, okay, the movie Crash, if y'all remember that. If y'all didn't see it, y'all need to see it. It's a very, very good movie. There was a police officer in there who was very racist. On top of the fact he assaulted a woman. He pulled her and her husband over. I forgot what he put her over for. But he was very insulting to them. He was very racist to them. And then he shoved his hand up her coochie in the middle of the movie, right? Then we go on to see that his father was sick. And his father, I couldn't feel sympathy for him dealing with his father because of much of an asshole he was. Then at the end, the lady that he assaulted in the beginning, she was in a car wreck and he had to save her. And she was like, don't fucking touch me. Let me die is the feeling that she was like, don't fucking touch me. You know, just because of how he assaulted her before. I couldn't feel any compassion for that man. And that's exactly how I feel about Kevin right now. I mean, a few good deeds don't erase the bad to me. It just don't erase the bad to me. When does Kevin change? When does he change as a person? When does he start to grow up? I don't know, because as an adult, he's still an ass to me too. Not as much of an ass, but he's still an ass as an adult. And I think that's only because Randall grew some cojones and started standing up to him. That's the only reason why I feel like he's not as much of an ass as an adult. Sophie, she dodged the bullet. She dodged the bullet, in my opinion. You know, you won't love to survive in the rain, but Kevin even tried to buck up on Jack about his alcohol. And Jack was like, you know, trying to put him in his place, but he's steady talking back, and Beck is just like, just go to your room. Just go. Man. At the alumni gathering, he runs into another honoree, an old high school classmate that he do not remember. He can't even read her doggone name on her name tag. She's a budding plastic surgeon who like helps children with cleft lips, and it's very noticeable that Kevin is tossing back the red wine too. I don't know if that was Cisco or some Mad Dog 2020. But he's old football coach Duffy, the Duff Collins, wants to announce him before he gives his speech that he didn't even realize he had to give. So Coach Duff is out there giving Kevin all the praise and accolades, and he felt so honored to be announcing the honoree of Kevin. When Kevin got up there, he was like, I'm a fraud. I'm a fraud. I'm not worthy of this award. He put some shine on the two other people that was getting awards with him. And the audience thought he was being humble. They're like, yeah, say that, do that. Well done speech. Is this my water? Jack comes in the kitchen and tells Kevin that, I'm sorry, I'm having to miss your game. Randall wants to go to tour his school in D.C. and it'll be a whole nother month out before we can go again. And Kevin like, whatever, you know, I don't care. Then Jack apologized to him for yelling. Bump that. He should have chin checked his butt, in my opinion. His little selfish behind. I mean, ooh, he couldn't even appreciate the fact that Jack was there apologizing. He was just like, okay, whatever, you know. Then he says, you know what, I'm just going to go write my little apology letter. But he can't even get the words out to write that because he ain't sincere about the apology. He goes upstairs and Jack is on the phone with his sponsor and in need of some guidance and some prayer. And I don't know what Kevin was feeling. I don't know if he was feeling shame for Jack's behavior, disgust at Jack, unworthy to be Jack's son, or shameful of how he's been acting. I'm not sure what's going on. That's all I know is he wanted to cry. He wanted to cry at that moment. The next day, Jack is leaving with Randall, and Randall tried to apologize about the game. And he's like, no worries, I got enough fans in the big stand. I wasn't sure if there was sarcasm or not, and I actually wasn't sure if Jack's answer was sarcasm. Jack was like, yeah, way to check that attitude. Good thing I taught worked. Was that sarcasm too? Somebody, y'all read it for me, because I'm in my feelings about Kevin right now. I'm not sure what I'm reading. I don't know what he said was sarcasm. I don't know if Jack's response to him was sarcasm. But what I do know is Kevin needs therapy. That boy got issues. He got volumes and volumes of issues. Okay, at the alumni event, everybody is congratulating him on the speech. Like, well done. It was such a powerful speech. It wasn't even a speech. And he feels so disconnected, disjointed. You know what I'm saying? He drinking that Mad Dog. It goes by him. He just grabbed it up, tossed it back. Toby called him. He ignored it. And Kevin is having a hard time dealing with the fact that he is number one. See, I've never had that spotlight on me. Of having everybody adore me. Lean on me, yes. Always call on me, needing me to do something, fix their life, yes. But the pressure of having everybody being seemingly think you're the greatest and you having to live up to that standard, I've never experienced that. Like, even with my life, I kept saying that I think I wanted to be a celebrity, but not necessarily be famous. I don't know if I can handle being famous, or I can't walk out my front door. People are always snapping pictures of me. My private life is no longer private. I don't know if I can handle that. So I think that's what Kevin may be going through at this point. He feel like he was talking to Charlotte, and he was telling her, you know, every time he does something, he screws up. He's a screw up. But then he always is rewarded with something better, you know. As soon as he got back to where he could walk again, his daddy dies. He married his dream girl, but then he screwed that up. And after he screwed it up, what happened? Oh, he got the job as the manager. Oh, and then he screwed that up. And then after he screwed that up, what happened? Well, he got the girl back again. What? He got the girl back. Remember he got to play, screwed that up, and he ended up getting a movie, other thing, and then blew out the knee again. But is he down again? Nope, because now he being rewarded again by being an honoree of this alumni event. So Kevin is like, he feels undeserving. That's what it is. He feels undeserving. And even though he tells people that he is not number one, they still trying to exalt him. So in the middle of his little, Charlotte was like, he said, I could stand her naked and everybody would still see me in that number one jersey. No, I didn't ask to be that number. It was just given to me. Charlotte was like, I see you, though. I can see you. She's trying to flirt with him. He's like, don't do that. Stop. Don't do that. So he gets up and walks away. He goes out to the football field and he imagines himself on the field and going the day that he blew out his knee. And he was thinking about all the things. He was thinking about him getting work going for Notre Dame, getting that Heisman Trophy. His daddy up in the crowd saying, I'm proud. He's the best son ever. I'm proud of my son. And then he blows that damn knee out. Jack gets called back, which means that Randall is not going on his tour. So he's going to miss his doggone tour. And I don't know, maybe he thought that Jack was going to spiral down again, that it was going to be too hard for him to deal with this. But while he in the middle of that little pity party, the little young girl, Kelly, walks up to him and says, hey, you want to party? And I'm like, whoa, slow your roll, little teenager. Slow your roll. What has happened to you in your life that you think that you could approach a grown-ass man like this? But she want to know he want to party. And then we see Kevin waking up with a little arm going over his chest. And I was like, I know Kevin did not sleep with that little girl. And thank God he did not. He got one of those plastics, Miss Charlotte. And I was like, what was you doing? She all smitten and like, oh, I got me some little cab. I got the man laying up in my bed. She feeling herself. But, he excused himself for a moment. He goes into the bathroom and raids her medicine cabinet. He can't find nothing. Then he tweaking. That's junkies do that. They tweak. This is almost the same thing they do when they go through withdrawals. So he convinces her to go fix something at UI. She in the kitchen making her oodles and noodles. He decides to go through all her other drawers. He's still hoping to find some medications, to help him with his addiction. And instead, he found her prescription pad and he steals her prescription pad and then sneaks out without warning. So now he at the pharmacy. He in line. And the pharmacist seems to be checking the signatures, like, oh, the doctor's writing really bad these days. And Kevin like, oh, he got jokes, he funny, But then some police walk in. They just shopping. They probably regulars up in there. But Kevin got real nervous. And he freaked out. So he decided, I need to get up out this joint, right? But he realized that once he realized his necklace was gone. And he done left it back at Plastics, Charlotte. So, Jack comes in again, look Kevin the news about his knee. They thinking that you may walk again, possibly even run, but your football career is done. And Kevin is like freaking out, like, I'm so sorry. I've been a butt to you. I wrote the letter to the guy at Pitts. I was gonna go to Pitts. I ain't gonna worry about Notre Dame. I'm gonna do what you want me to do. And Jack's like, well, I'm gonna take on this burden for you, son. I'm gonna take it on, but you be all right. You got talents. I'm quite sure you had a talent, but I'm quite sure there's no doubt in my mind that you got some more. No, that's what you tell him. Jack is such a good father. He's such a good father. Like I said, he got his issues of his own, but he does right by them kids. But Jack had a necklace that he got from a nurse in Vietnam, and he passes it on to Kevin. He's like, I got this when I was in my lowest, and it gave me hope, so I want to give it to you. And it helped me find my purpose. You were my purpose. I was wearing this the day you was born. You were my number one, the first one to come out the room. You were my purpose, and I'm gonna give this to you. And one day you gonna find your purpose as well. So he went back for that necklace. He banging on Charlotte's door, and she like, you got your damn nerve coming back there. He's like, I left my necklace. I left it up there. It's on your floor. And he pleading with her. And she's like, I don't give a doggone. I ain't finna look for that. It ain't here. Slam the window. He is outside breaking down. He's like, I'm just in pain. Can't you see I'm in pain? It was Justin Hartley acted his butt out on this dog on scene. That he gave it to me. He gave it to me, and the reason I'm gonna say he gave it to me, because I actually started crying. I actually started feeling something. I felt pity for Kevin in that moment, and I said I wasn't feeling nothing for him. I was feeling it then. I was like, damn, you never want to see somebody hurt and break down in that manner, and to lose the one thing that was you thought gave you hope, and that you can't never get it back. So now you got to find your own purpose. That's basically what's going on, Kevin. You got to find your own purpose. Man, he was screaming. I just need somebody to hear me. I need somebody to see me. I need somebody to understand. I need help. I need help. Next, we see him showing up at Randall's, and he was like, "I'm so glad you answered the call." You know, because he's still a butt to Randall. But Randall went ahead and answered the call, and he was like, "Look, I want to tell you something." So I'm thinking he want to confess to him about the addiction, and Randall says, "All right, bro, I already know." And Kevin looked like, "You already know," and I'm thinking, "You already know, and you let him go off like that?" Baby, Randall said, Kate lost the baby. What in the entire head? Y'all, this whole episode is supposed to be about Kevin. That was the most emotional I got is when I heard Kate lost their baby. Because I just said in another video a few hours ago that Kate made it. She almost out that first trimester. And that's the achievement. And she lost that baby. I'm going to see y'all tomorrow for the next episode, episode 9, which is called number 2. It's going to all be about Kate. Bring your tissues, because I'm bringing mine. I already know. I'm going to be boo-hooing. She lost that damn baby. Tell me what y'all think in the comments. How y'all feel about Kevin, his attitude. Did y'all feel any compassion for him at all? Did y'all start getting the compassion at the same point that I got compassion for him when he had that breakdown at the end? Because other than that, I just wasn't feeling it for him. I just wasn't. And I don't know, just because of how much of an ass he's been growing up. Yeah. I mean, you can't blame his assholeness on Jack dying. He has been that way since we've known him, since he started talking. As far as we know, he's been that way. So you can't blame that on Jack dying. You can't blame it on losing Sophie. You can't blame it on the Manny. You can't blame it on the knee being blown out. You had this attitude long before all this started happening. So, yeah, I just wasn't feeling it for Kevin. Y'all let me know, though. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Thank y'all again for y'all patience. Peace.